Live from.
All right, guys. So today we're sitting with someone who has actually lost over 100 pounds. I'm talking about when I met this guy, he was huge. But the guy sitting in front of us today is a way different man. Lee, you want to add to that?
150 pounds, yo. Dropped 150 from 350. You're down to 200 now. And the stuff that we teach, the success principles, it so comes in line with weight loss. So I'm real excited to talk about. Without further ado. Without further ado, there's no more dues. No more dues.
Mr. Martin Goldsmith.
Hey,
what's up? What's going on?
Hey, Martin Goldsmith. How you doing, man?
Can't complain.
Good. All right, cool. So tell me a little bit about your story. Tell me about, we're going to talk about success. We're going to talk about fitness. We're going to talk about weight loss.
Absolutely.
But the biggest thing is you've accomplished something huge. What's
literally
the biggest?
huge.
Like
literally.
huge.
Well, the guy I'm looking at right now, that's not the guy I met.
That's not the guy. No, it's not even the guy I met. But when I look at, give me the actual real number, heaviest you've ever been, Martin. What's that number?
That heaviest was 350 pounds.
350 pounds. How tall are you? Just for so we have
5'10".
5'10", 350 pounds. Okay,
Yep.
5'10", 350 pounds. Cool. How much do you weigh right now?
200 pounds.
So just that simple math. 350 down to 200. You lost 150 pounds.
I lost 150 pounds.
Now,
Huge.
over what time period?
That's the other story. So that started back in 2009, and we ended up going back and forth over that whole period.
I don't know what back and forth means, man. Clear that up.
All right. So 2009, I ended up doing the gastric bypass surgery. I ended up following some footsteps with people, was ill-advised on being able to move forward with this. 2009, had the surgery. 2012, gained a lot of the weight back. 2015, got divorced. And from 2015 to where we're at right now, I've been maintaining the fitness route.
Okay, that's boring, man. No, that was boring. So tell me about the gastric bypass. What is that, first off? For those of us who haven't had it, we've heard the stories. What is it?
All right, so gastric bypass, somebody, you end up going in for surgery, and the doctor pretty much clips part of your stomach off so you're not able to.
So he cuts it, or he staples it, or I've heard staples. I've heard, what do they do?
Pretty much he cuts part of the stomach.
So for you, he cut it out. He just cut it out like laser, cuts it out, seals it up, and it's a smaller stomach.
And removes it? Correct. No, it's the remaining stays inside there. But what they don't really tell you is it grows back. So during that period, I was only able to eat an ounce of food at the time. From
an ounce. So looking at something, how big is an ounce? Like a sugar cube? Shot glass?
Yeah.
Okay. So you could eat a shot glass of food after you did this.
Absolutely.
And then if you ate 2 shot glasses, what happens?
I was sick as a dog.
You like throw up or something?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So you were at 350 pounds and you said, hey, you know what? Cut me, doc. I'm not willing to take responsibility for myself. Just cut me and staple up my stomach or remove my stomach or whatever it is.
And this is where I got fucked over. So I ended up having the surgery, and as soon as I ended up getting back home, I got sick as a dog. I ended up realizing that part of my insides ended up adhering to my the wall of my stomach, and had to go in for emergency surgery.
Is this common?
It happens.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it happens. It happened to me. When they ended up having to do the repeat surgery, I ended up in ICU because I ended up with a massive infection after everything was over.
Okay, so horrible, just horrible.
Something I would not recommend anybody to go through. It looks great on the outside, but
why did you make the choice, man? Why? Just go back to that mindset. You're 350 pounds.
So I had a lot of family members that ended up going through it, and kind of was coerced by these family members that, hey.
How did you feel?
So a group of you did it?
There was 4 or 5 of us that ended up doing this.
How did they end up?
Right now, they ended up gaining a lot of their weight back as well, too.
But how'd you feel right before? You're 350 pounds. How is life treating Martin Goldsmith? I mean, are you like at the mall and girls are going, hey, how you doing, Martin?
How you doing? No, not at all. Depressed. I just, I needed to make that change. I needed to
depressed. What is depressed? You're looking at 350 pounds. You know you caused it. I mean, you got to know. You're not stupid, right?
Absolutely.
You got to know who put that 350 pounds on you.
That was all me.
Okay, good. So that's a big thing. It's for me, I'm big on ownership. I'm big on how did you get there? You ate your way there. You ate your way there.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so how did you feel? I mean, was food like you fall back into it? Are you insecure or what's going on? Why are you taking so much food in?
It it ended up happening. I think I know. Yeah, no, I
That ended up happening. I just not because, dude, if you sit down and in order to put on 350 pounds, the quantity of food you have to ingest, to me,
and not going to the gym, not making any time for going out and trying to burn anything. I just would sit around with the family.
but why? Psychologically, why?
It was a point of unhappiness.
Okay. So this was your escape, is your refuge.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so food was your way to escape. And did you know you were doing it while you were doing it?
No.
You didn't know. So you're like eating a pizza. Did you eat a whole pizza for yourself?
There was pieces that I would overeat. Yes. There were different things I would overeat at times. Yeah.
Okay. And then, so now how you feeling? You're just like, I'm just sick of having 350 pounds, so I'm going to have the doctor cut my stomach out?
Absolutely.
That's your thought process?
That
I mean, I
was-
know a lot of people go through it, and psychologically, I don't know how you get there. I don't. I'm not criticizing because I don't know. I haven't been there. But I'm just trying to put myself in your mind before you
Everyone-
go, you know what, doc, cut this out.
Everyone is looking for the easy way out. And I figured that, unfortunately, that was the easy way to be able to cut a whole bunch of weight out.
Now, I believe that too, but I don't know it because I haven't been 350 pounds. That's
Yeah.
the truth.
Yeah.
So do you believe now that you're on this side of it that is the easy way out?
That was the easy way to be able to lose weight very, very quickly. But to be able to sustain it for a long period of time, that was a whole different story.
Okay. So tell me why you believe it's the easy way first.
I was able to drop. I went down to 185 pounds from the 350.
How long?
Less than a year.
Wow.
Um,
185 from 350, that's 170 pounds.
yeah,
That's roughly 170.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
yeah.
That's-
But like I said, it caused me to have to go through ICU. It caused me to have to. It was a horrible time. It was a horrible time.
So you were not happier with the lighter weight?
No,
Okay.
not without the fitness where I'm at.
Dude,
right
you're
now.
sweating. What's going
I
on,
know.
man? Why?
I just ended up finishing over at the gym. Go figure.
All right, okay,
Is
good.
it me?
I'm
Are
on
you
after-
nervous?
No,
Do I make you nervous?
Chris makes you nervous.
All right.
Chris
I'll-
makes
I'll
you
leave the
nervous.
room if I have to.
Okay, because I have this belief, and again, I don't live in that mind, but I have this belief. It's you don't understand how to control your own mind. That's what it is. And you don't understand how to control your relationship with food, because it is a relationship with food, and it's proven. And this is easy. They get you when you're a kid. I mean, McDonald's has. Let's see if I don't get in trouble for McDonald's. But McDonald's has playgrounds. They used to have a clown. They have all these things. You know why? So they can get the kid hooked on the food, because the food is horrible. The food won't sell itself on its merits. But the problem is, once they train your brain to it, you don't know the difference.
Right.
So if
I
you
got a
don't have
question.
conscious understanding of your brain, you just default to what gets plugged into you. And, for me, it was Count Chocula and Lucky Charms and Tricks Are for Kids. And they would just inundate us with this stuff. And before I know it, I'm a kid powering sugar, and it took me long before I figured out, hey, they programmed me and I don't like this. I just don't like it.
Right.
So I believe that once you become a functioning adult, you get to say, hey, I don't like my relationship with food. I tell people, I love red velvet cake. I do. I love it. It's my favorite cake out there. Red velvet cake. I'm just not going to eat it. That's it.
So listen, your body is a machine, and it's powered by a single source of food to be able to make it work and make it function the way that it needs to. A car doesn't take caramel. A car doesn't take chocolate to be able to get powered. A car takes gasoline, one certain type of fuel to be able to make it go.
Yeah, but you're talking about something deeper when it comes to what you put in your face, because everybody knows. I mean, how many people out there don't know that you should eat right? Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Everybody. If you're a halfway intelligent adult, you know you need to eat right. Now, the question is, what is eat right? And then, because if you start believing, low fat, low sugar, calorie free, this, that, that's all crap. It's another programming system.
Absolutely.
It is, hey, let's eat off the diet menu. And, again, I'm talking as a guy who's never been really overweight. I've never been. But you, 350 pounds, do you agree with this?
I absolutely agree with it.
So what's the most important decision? So, okay, you did the gastric bypass. You got down to 185 pounds. What happens after that?
Ended up, I just got lazy, didn't go to the gym, didn't work out, and stuffed my face once again to be able to press that stomach and stretch it back out to gain I went from 185 back up to 295 over a 3-year period.
185 to oh my God.
Yeah.
That's that's another 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Now, here's how I think of it. I go to the gym and I pick up 90s, okay? 90s. And if you ask me to take a 90 from one side of the gym, 95?
245s.
245. Okay. I like 190. So 190, and I pick up 190, just 190-pound dumbbell, and I walk it from one side of the gym to the other. I can do that pretty easy, okay?
Yeah.
I can walk it back get a little heavy. Walk it the third time, I'm going to start getting fatigued. And I think anybody, if you just keep walking with that 90 pounds around the gym, even your big, huge bodybuilder guy who's in great shape, your CrossFit guy or whatever, that 90 pounds will catch you.
Right. Right.
And that's not something that you can optionally put down. That's something that you have to carry around with you all the time.
Can you imagine the frame, the muscle frame that it takes to be able to carry that kind of weight
Okay,
all the time?
at 350 pounds, do you really feel it? Do you really feel like you're carrying that extra 90 pounds? Because when you lose it, I'm sure you feel it. But when you're in the middle of it, do you feel it?
You're fatigued, you're winded, you're not feeling right. You're feeling depressed. You're feeling you can't escape this cloud that's surrounding
So
you.
what took you over the hump? Before you answer that, you can look outside my door, my office window, and hundreds of people pass this on a daily basis. And I can tell you that the biggest percentage of those people are overweight. They're out of shape. They're not in a good place.
Yeah.
What pushed you over that hump? Because you were fat for a long time.
Yeah.
A long time. How old are you today?
41.
Of
And-
that
and you
41
own
years,
that,
how
right?
many were you fat?
Oh,
You own that. You were fat.
I absolutely.
You
Of those-
own that, and you're not politically correct. Going, oh, I was big boned. I was this. I
No,
was.
give me a fucking break. I did this to myself. I take ownership.
That's
of it.
huge, dude. That's
I ended up
huge.
realizing that I needed to make this change.
That's
for
huge.
myself.
So of
That's
those
huge.
41 years, how many were you fat?
I'm sorry.
Of those 41 years, how many were you fat?
32 of them, 33 of them.
And what made you go over that hump to make the decision to go, I don't want to be fat anymore? Because everyone is, or majority are. What made you make that decision? What triggered it?
I got this. So even while I was married, which I got divorced about 4 to 5 years ago, but even while I was married, I felt embraced by this huge. I felt swallowed. I felt like I was trapped in a body that I couldn't stand to be.
Pull the
able to
mic a
be
little
in.
closer to you.
Oh,
So you didn't like looking in the mirror.
pretty much.
Okay, and you didn't. So that you didn't like who you were, basically.
And
did you know that you were that because of the choices you were making? While you were making those choices, was it clear to you that, hey, I'm eating pizza. Hey, I'm eating chocolate. Hey, did you know that you were doing that to yourself?
Absolutely, yeah.
And you continued to do it to yourself.
until the point that it was no more.
Okay, so and then what took you over that edge?
Uh,
Was it something? Was it just a?
I finally had the opportunity to self-reflect and realize that I don't like the person that I'm taking full responsibility for my actions.
By the way, that's huge. That's it. That's in success. That's in sales. That's in business. That's in anything. If you realize I'm not a victim, I put myself here. The actions that I made got me here.
Absolutely.
And once you own that, and it's not your mom's responsibility, your dad's, or you didn't get brought up in the right place, you didn't go to the right college, you didn't get the right opportunity, somebody else had something better, somebody else blah, 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 blah. Once you say, this is me, I built me.
Yeah.
I am where I'm at because of the decisions I made. Once you do that, I believe that's huge in everything, not just weight loss.
It's intent.
But weight loss is the simplest, cleanest way for me to explain it to somebody. Because I'll tell you, I'm not a dietitian, just for the record. I'm not a dietitian or anything like that. I'm a businessman. Real simple, I could tell you how to stay in shape. And tell me if I'm wrong on this, because this is real simple. And I tell people this because I go to the gym all the time. I work out all the time. I eat right and all that stuff. But I tell people it's real simple. Here's what it is. Eat healthy, 1. Exercise consistently, 2. That's it.
yeah, for the most part, 80% of that, your abs are built in the kitchen. The
Okay.
rest of your 20% is your physical activity that you're putting.
So is my routine solid? If I put it in front of a dietitian, a doctor, and I said, hey, eat healthy,
yeah,
exercise consistently.
Yeah.
Those 2 things.
yeah,
Now, where it gets really muddy is when the commercial people get involved in the eat healthy part. Because they'll say, well, this is fat-free, this is gluten-free, this is that free, this is that free. And I've had people tell me, well, how do I know what healthy is? And I said, okay, so let's take the dial all the way to the most extreme. Become a vegetarian. Cut out all sugar, cut out all white flour, and just eat vegetables.
right.
Now, is that healthy? I think almost everybody would agree that's fairly healthy. I won't say 100% because you get the guys who say, I need protein, I need animal protein. Okay, so cool. We'll pull the dial back just a little bit, but nowhere inside of that do we put back in sugars or white flour.
Right.
As long as we don't put back sugars and white flour, and you say, hey, listen, I am going to eat fish and chicken and beef and whatever. If you say that, now you move the dial back just a little bit. That's not a really complicated situation to understand, right? That's easy to understand.
I don't think that our genetics have changed from back in the day when all this refined stuff ended up coming forth to where we're at today. Our body requires the normal stuff, the going out and hunting for your food and growing and farming and so on and so forth. Your body requires what we've always required through decades and decades of time. It's never been getting the Jolly Rancher candy that's been over refined and no, it's about food.
So the problem becomes this. Here's the problem. Your brain has been trained to like that white flour and sugar, and they put it in everything, man.
It's a drug.
And they've been. You have to take conscious control of your mind, or else you're going to aim for that Snickers bar whenever you get a chance. Right. You're going to aim for the pizza, or you're going to aim for the fatty, deep fried foods. You're going to aim for that stuff because your brain has been trained for that. But if you can consciously override it and go, you know what? I tell everybody, I love that cake. I'm just not going to eat it.
Right.
And if you know me, you know that. Hey, yeah, people will give me a big old slice of cake, and out of respect, I might take a little tiny bite. I love it. I would love to eat the whole thing. I would. I just won't because I consciously control myself. And I think that that's the spot where you got to, where you said, you know what? I'm not going to buy this crap anymore.
Right. Right.
And so did you follow any type of diet or anything like that?
So when I originally started with this, I went through several different diets.
Give me them.
So started off.
Don't hold back.
Don't hold back. All right. Went through a paleo.
What is paleo? For anybody who doesn't know, I don't know.
All right. So it's.
Is that the caveman? Caveman diet?
Yeah. I mean, you're still doing the higher proteins, lower carbs, healthier carbs.
That's too vague. Give me something.
So I was doing the ground turkey.
Okay.
Doing some quinoa.
Okay.
Doing Brussels sprouts for vegetables.
Okay.
Until that plateaued.
And that's paleo.
That more of a paleo type of diet.
Okay, got it. Cool. So turkey, Brussels sprouts, quinoa, that's paleo. Got it.
Correct. Moving over to the keto diet, which I know a lot of people, there's a lot of pros and cons that come along with it. Keto is high fat, moderate protein, no carbohydrates whatsoever.
So give me something that's all junk to me.
So it was, let's see, ground beef with avocado and bacon.
Bacon?
Bacon.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, ground beef with avocado and bacon.
I'll do that for breakfast.
Putting heavy whipping cream inside your coffee.
Man.
Putting something called MCT oil inside your coffee.
Okay.
Blending it up is something called bulletproof coffee.
Mm-hmm.
You're focused on higher fat.
Okay.
And where everything ends up coming from.
So that's the keto diet.
Keto diet.
Okay, cool. Got it. So you did paleo, you did keto. Keep going.
And now I'm back to more of a balanced kind of diet.
What's balanced?
So, I'm eating, let's say, chicken, steak, rice, potato, vegetables, something a little bit more balanced.
Have you heard about keto crotch? You know what keto crotch is?
I have not heard of keto crotch, but why is he laughing over there?
He's sending me little things. He said, ask about keto crotch. I want to know if you knew what it was.
I haven't heard about keto
All right,
crotch.
Google it.
So you're the Googler. He's gonna take care of that. So keto. Okay, so keto. Now here's my belief in that stuff. There was a time I followed Atkins. I watch these diets because I'm like, because to me it's actually once you have conscious control over your brain and you say, hey, listen, I am only going to eat what I believe is healthy, and I'm not going to believe anybody that's selling me anything. Because you know what? It's real simple. You have seen any commercials for broccoli ever in your life?
No.
You know why? Because there's no milk. Milk. Think about it. Milk is one of the things that one makes me very angry.
And
here's why. Here's why. Do you know what milk is designed to do? Okay, so just from an animalistic perspective. I look at things from the basics. Animalistic perspective. What is cow's milk designed to do?
Nurture cows.
Take a little tiny 40-pound calf and turn it into a 400-pound cow as rapidly as possible.
Correct.
Incorrect.
How much?
It's for Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, good point. For Fruity Pebbles. But what they did is they figured out, hey, we can get mass of this stuff, and all we have to do is hire some famous people, put a milk mustache on there, tell everybody it has vitamin D in it, which, by the way, is ridiculous. It might, but so does the sun,
Right.
and so does, everything else.
Right.
and then just market it, put some famous people, put a milk mustache on it, and tell everybody it does a body good. And before you know it, they've got a whole population drinking the milk of a foreign species.
Right.
Literally drinking the milk of a foreign species.
But also as well, dumping a whole bunch of hormones and antibiotics and everything.
That's just so they can keep it going. That's so they can keep it going. But you're right. They train everybody's brain, and they trained us. I know because I was that guy. I was trained. I liked milk and cookies when I was a kid. I do not drink milk now. I don't. Just don't. Because when I look at it, I go, wait a minute. Yeah, naturally, that's what that is. So here's another thing I do. I go with, you know what a carnivore is and an herbivore, right? An herbivore is someone who just eats plants and vegetables and stuff like that. Herbivore, their grinding mechanism in their mouth is just grinding. They don't have chomping and incisors like carnivores do.
Correct.
Okay? So herbivores grind. Carnivores just bite. They just chomp down and bite. Think about your dog. Your dog doesn't bite and chew and grind and anything. He just carnivore. He wants meat. He wants to eat something. And that's what carnivores do. Human beings, we have both. However, the dominant one inside of us is what?
Carnivore.
Negative.
No.
Do you think you have giant incisors like a crocodile or
so
like
you
a
said-
dog?
so-
No, it's grinding. It's more vegetables. It's more herbivore. We lean towards herbivore. We have the ability to go carnivore. That's just look at yourself. I mean, look at your teeth. Are your teeth designed to cut? Are they like dog's teeth that will bite and penetrate? No, you usually have two, the fangs or whatever you call them.
Yeah.
That you got two good strong teeth. Your incisors are pretty strong, the front teeth, but the majority of your work is done by grinding, which means what? Just basics.
Yeah.
You need vegetables. You're kind of designed to be an herbivore.
Right.
Kind of designed to be an herbivore, but you have the ability to cross over to carnivore. Now, that's just some basic stuff.
Yeah.
Nowhere in there does it say Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah.
But there's no money in broccoli. There's not a whole lot of money in fresh vegetables. There's just not. Not like selling the cereals. The cereals are ridiculously profitable.
But correct. And everything is connected. I mean, all the corporations are all connected when it ends up coming in to be able to selling you the junk that you're eating for food, to the pharmaceutical industry that's selling the drugs to be able to counteract what you're currently putting into your body to use as fuel. Because your body's going to turn everything into as its DNA to be able to provide itself as fuel. If I can't pronounce what's on the box or what's on whatever it is, typically it's not a box. It's shop the wall.
Good for you.
Shop the walls, not the halls.
Good for you.
But for the most part, I'm looking at the ingredients that are on a product. If I can't pronounce it, it's not going in me.
So this leads.
So if you
itself-
can't read, you can't eat.
So let's. Yeah, if those people who
Can't
are.
read, you can't eat, man. That
There
sucks.
you go. Let's just stop people from reading, and we're done.
All the illiterate people
Everybody
are
will
going
be
to be
in
skinny.
shape. Everybody will be in shape. But it's a bigger thing. It's a psychological commitment.
Yeah.
You have to psychologically first take responsibility for where you are, which you just did. I mean, you clearly done that in this little sit. You said, "Yeah, I got myself fat." And you got yourself thin. So you have to, when it's time, when nobody's looking at night, at 10 o'clock at night, when you're watching your favorite show, and guess what? The Snickers bar is right over there.
There's no sticker
Were you a
bars.
chubby kid?
I was all my life.
So born chubby?
I was from 10 years old, 8, 9, 10 years
So
old.
prior to 10, you were a skinny kid?
I blew up like a whale when I was a kid. I don't know what that turned into or why. Maybe reflecting, but a lot of donuts, a lot of pizza, a lot of.
When you were a kid?
Was it your parents trying to make you happy, or was it easy?
I don't even think the parents even paid attention. Or,
Yeah, they don't. A lot of times they don't. I have a kid. A lot of people know. I have a kid, and one of the things, my prouder moments is this. When he was young, maybe let's call it 6 years old, he would say, "Hey, I want McDonald's," and I consciously went through it and I said, I can't just deny you, because then when the time comes, you're gonna freaking hit it like like gangbusters. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you to McDonald's, but I'm not gonna eat, and I'll make it very conscious to you, or make you very aware that I'm not gonna eat. And I would say, "Hey, you get whatever you want." And he's like, "I want a Happy Meal," and I said, "I'm not gonna eat here. I'll go somewhere else." And he asked me, "Why don't you eat here?" And I said, "Because I want to be a big, strong man, and in order to do that, I can't eat McDonald's."
Right.
About a year later, he says, my 7-year-old kid, he says, he's not 7 anymore. He says, "Dad, I think I'm becoming a man because I don't want to go to McDonald's anymore." And I said, "Good." And I said, "It won't happen real fast. You're still going to want to go, and you go with your buddies. But when it happens, you're probably never going to eat McDonald's again." He goes, "I think I'm becoming a man." My 7-year-old kid. And I knew I was fighting McDonald's. So I had to psychologically have a better edge over him. And I know at that age, they want to be like Dad. So I was able to say, "Hey, You want to be a big, strong man like Dad? We don't eat McDonald's. We eat healthy. We eat, fruits and vegetables, and we eat, grilled chicken, grilled salmon. That's what we eat. But when you're a kid, get away with it. I tell them all the time, yeah, I'm not going to stop you. Have your Happy Meal.
Right.
Have your Happy Meal. And psychologically, it worked so good. Oh, my God, so good. He used to pride himself on, I haven't been to McDonald's in 12 years or 13 years. He used to be, and none of his friends would believe him because they're so programmed to it. So that's where I knew that I had a little bit of an edge over the commercial people that are trying to teach people to eat McDonald's or eat whatever. I'm using McDonald's, but it's all the fast food places.
But can you
It's all of them.
deny how brilliant that business plan is?
Oh, I love it.
Can
How
you deny
brilliant it is. I love it.
Well,
I love it.
Rewind the clock 30 years. Go to the 80s. If you went into a McDonald's, what did you see?
The
In
clown.
the 80s?
The clown, the playground, the
Hamburglar.
balls, the
Hamburglar.
Hamburglar, the
Yeah.
commercials, the Happy Meals. Now, 30 years ago, they took these kids and they programmed them so well that today, what do you see at a McDonald's? Do you see a playground anymore?
Every once in a while.
Those are the older ones, right?
Yeah,
The newer
yeah.
ones. Do you see the Hamburglers? Do you see all these fancy things? No. Why? Because that generation is now trained with kids, and those parents are addicted. So the parents are now taking their children, and the children are getting addicted. So they don't need. They no longer need those draws because everyone's already programmed, and the
Right.
kids are going to continue to eat it, and their kids are going to continue to eat it. And that business plan is magnificent.
Pop
Horrible
quiz.
for health.
Who's
Horrible.
the most successful restaurant in the world?
McDonald's?
By far. Nobody even
Absolutely.
comes close.
Yeah.
But see, they understand it's a battle of the mind, and unless you consciously take control and say, hey, you know what? No, I do not. I just won't. I don't eat McDonald's. I just don't.
Right.
I just don't.
Right.
It's real simple. I
drink their coffee.
he drinks our coffee.
I
I don't
love
even
their
know. Yeah.
coffee.
I'm sure you still get your
Love their
double
coffee.
quarter pounder with cheese.
But that's
Is that
taking
right?
responsibility,
Easy there, Chubbs.
and that's the hardest
Easy
part.
there.
Is because when you're you have to make the choices when nobody is looking. You can make them in front of us and say, "Hey, I don't." And next, you're still huge. Well, you don't in front of people. But once everybody's gone, you're just chowing down on the chips and eating up all the fat food. You haven't really made the switch psychologically. That's a big deal, by the way. That's a psychology thing, and that is success also. I mean, you're a realtor, I'm a lender, so I see realtors, and I know the formula to make them successful. I absolutely know it.
Work.
It really is work, because there's certain things you can do, but just if you work 8 honest hours a day, honest hours, not crap hours, not bullshit hours, honest hours a day, and you even have a little tiny bit of guidance, not a lot, you will be successful. You will be, because you're outworking everybody probably 20-1.
Yeah.
Because even when people are working, and it's the self-discipline. Because some people, it's like saying, hey, I ate one good meal this week, so I should be getting in shape. No, you're either there doing it all the time or you're not.
Right.
How often do you go to gym now?
Let's say 5 days a week, probably 6 though.
Okay. Why so many?
It's just built in. It's just programmed into myself that just as I were to brush my teeth in the morning, to take a shower in the morning, I have to go to the gym.
So the responsibility for your overall package, your life, is enough for you going 5 or 6. That's a lot of times, man. I don't go that many times. I go 3 times religiously, but I don't go 5 sometimes for fun. I mean, if you count skiing and stuff like that, I like doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But 5 days, how long when you go to the gym? How long are you there?
When I first started off with this, it was twice a day, 2-hour session.
Oh my God. Who has that kind of time?
When you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and you get home at 8
Okay.
o'clock in the evening.
And when you don't work, so it's like
Oh, that too. That too. No, I swear I work. That's more right now. It's an hour session. It's
So
an
you
hour
go.
time,
So you put about 5 hours a week in the gym.
at least 5 to
About
6,
5
yeah.
hours a week. Okay, so 1 hour each time you go.
Yeah,
All
and
right, cool.
I got friends that know you because of our social media. They're like, "Hey, I seen your buddy Martin at the gym."
That's cool.
Yeah,
Oh, really? That's
people
Good
you
stuff.
don't even
Yeah,
know
people you don't
man.
even know. Yeah. So
Let's give
5
it up.
hours. Now, what's more important? Is the gym more important, or the food more important?
The food is by far the most important.
So I've heard my numbers, but I want to hear yours. How much percentage-wise, if you put it in a pie, how much percentage is food? How much percentage is exercise?
80% of your food is dictated by what you're putting out.
Okay,
Your body is going to utilize your fuel the way that whatever you're putting into it.
I don't know what that says. So how much of it is food? Percentage.
80%.
80% is food.
80%.
80% food, 20% the gym. Because a lot of people think you have to go to the gym to get in shape, and I'm like, no, just control what's going in your face.
Right. Well,
get in
You
shape
could
or
literally
lose weight.
because it's just literally, and then people hate when I say this stuff. And I get the weight loss thing is all my friends know. I tell people all the time, eat healthy, man. Eat healthy, exercise, eat right. Why? Because as you get older, it's awesome to be in shape all the time. Yeah. It really is. Everybody's all beat up, but if you mind what you put in your face and you do some kind of exercise, you don't have to be extreme. But that's where people get very angry. They're like, "You don't understand. It's a disease. I'm big boned. I'm this. I'm that.
That's
You don't
the
understand."
biggest bunch of bullshit I've ever heard.
Why?
It's not a disease. I go when I work. I do my. I would like to hopefully think that I work at least 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day.
You'd like to think? Is that what you said?
I would like to think so, but obviously it's not all the time. But part of my hour a day is contributed towards work. Going to the gym is part of the workday.
Okay. Because you're talking to the people about real estate when you're working out?
No, it's just it's the responsibility that I have is to be able to go, and that's just it's integrated as part of my day of working out.
Okay, so how is your life different today? I mean, you were 350 pounds. You're saying it's harder to get around. You're carrying all this extra weight. You're saying
so back in those
how
days,
is your life different? What's different? Why is it better?
Well, back in those days, life was different as well too. So prior to 2009, I was working on an ambulance. I was working 24, 48, 96-hour shifts, sitting in the front seat of an ambulance, not really mobile, and just eating all day long. Mm-hmm. If we weren't on a call, we'd have food. We'd have our 2-liter bottle of soda that was sitting on the side of us. So from that point,
here's what I'm reaching for. Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a billionaire. He's billions of dollars, and he's fat and out of shape. And then there's someone like David Goggins. Not David Goggins. Joe Rogan. Let's use Joe Rogan. Yeah. Joe Rogan, who's in really good shape, works out every day. He's a multimillionaire. How is Joe Rogan's life better than Donald Trump's? And one's way out of shape and one's really in shape. Who has a better life?
I would say Rogan. Rogan is more balanced.
I would say that's subjective because you don't know unless you're in that guy's
mind. Everyone says that when you lose weight and you get in shape, you have a better life. So who has a better life then? You have one guy who works out and one guy that doesn't.
Better life is subjective, though. Subjective. You could be in great shape and have a horrible life. That's like being rich and having a horrible life. It's a balance. From my perspective, it is balance. It is family, work. It is health,
So I want to know
exercise.
where that affects Martin.
How does that affect you?
Why is Martin's life better today or not because of the weight loss?
It's the center point of my life.
Do you get more dates?
Of course.
Of course. Look at you. I'm a player.
Is that the motivating factor?
So was it hard?
The motivating
at 350 pounds, is it hard to get a girlfriend?
I was married at the time.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah. So it's not hard.
So both of us were leveling up at that time as well too.
Okay.
I took it on the other side of it and wanted to shed everything off.
Were you ever single when you were fat?
Well, when I first got divorced, yeah.
Okay. So was it easy to get a girlfriend when you're fat?
No, not at all. Oh,
no?
Hell no. No, not for the quality that you're.
Well, one of my friends told me this. He said, she said, "Hey, Lee, you wanna know how to disappear in America? Put 30 pounds on,
right?
And everybody will ignore you.
Yeah,
nobody will pay attention to you at all."
Donald Trump?
She goes, "I learned." Yeah,
Donald Trump is how much overweight?
But that's not. He gets his attention for different reasons.
Yeah, but for the average person, I'll give you that. But there's a lot of famous, successful, fat people, and that's why that's what I'm trying to reach for. I'm trying to see what the difference is between skinny and fat, because you've had both.
I have. It's
want to know about skinny, but better shape, way better shape.
It's being able to walk into a store and not have to look for double XL, triple XL shirts.
Oh, okay.
It's
quality of life.
I can go into a Nordstrom now and feel like I'm shopping with the normal people.
Where were you debilitated? What could you not do? Roller coasters.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I ended up going when I was there.
What's it like on an airplane seat at 350 pounds?
You're sitting right next to somebody, so that middle.
Well, what's it like?
Well, for them, probably.
Yeah, what's it like? Because I don't want it, and not that I don't hate these people, but just physically, they're consuming a lot of space, and the airplane
giving off
seats-
a lot of heat,
and giving off a lot of heat,
and there might be some stank behind that too.
You want to go with the stank, dude? You should back it off,
man.
You're gonna get some letters.
Did you stink more when you were fat?
Strongly worded emails.
I did. What's deodorant?
Yeah. So what's it like as the guy 350 pounds in a car in an airplane seat and two people coming next to you? Because you got to feel it, right? You got to
Oh,
feel.
yeah.
Nobody wants. I don't want to sit next to this guy. Not that I even don't like you. I just don't like the choices you made to get the 350 pounds.
And now I'm subjected to be right next to you. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm
You should pay you 2 seats.
yeah.
They tried that, or they got sued. They tried.
they?
that.
Did
Yeah,
they
got
really?
sued and they lost. Yeah, the airlines tried to make you buy 2 seats and they
Oh
lost.
no, I don't remember that.
Well, there's that whole political correct thing right now that goes on, which I'm probably gonna get in trouble for calling you fat. But you said, "Hey, I'm fat. I was fat."
I
Yeah,
was
calling
fat.
you what you say
yeah,
you are.
it's fat. Yeah, you identified as fat. So I'm calling you as what you identified.
you
So
know,
politically correct people there, huh? I'm calling him what he identified as.
I'm going after my union. So I'm filing a grievance around here. They called me fat.
Yeah. So are you still fat?
I am not fat anymore.
Are you overweight?
I still have about 15, 20 pounds I need to go.
Okay.
Obviously, I think there's video that's playing right now, so you guys would see where I'm at. And I'm hoping that I can end up sharing where the before and afters were, that you guys be able to take a look on.
So what's the big takeaway for somebody? Because this is gonna move over to business here in just a second. But
Yeah.
what's the big takeaway? Somebody over there that's 100 pounds over, 150 pounds.
It's intent. It all comes with life with intent. You need to take the bull by the horns and go after it and eat responsibly. Go to the gym, lift heavy weights, get active, go on the treadmill, go take a walk, do something that is just going to produce some sort of activity. What I do like to see, and especially in our area, Rancho Cucamonga, Ontario, really safe suburban type of area. I see a lot of people, a lot of these offices where there's a lot of people that are just walking around the block, taking their midday stroll. And
Yeah, we got an office space in here that they come out.
Yeah, they come out. They're walking around like like an Olympic event, man. It's hilarious.
Well, maybe I should be sitting over here a little bit more often.
But you said it's 80% what you put in your face, right? And and I'm gonna tell you that's a lot of psychology. That's a lot of psychology, because if you're running around going, "Whoa, I got the sugar free or the fat free or the gluten free or the this free or that free," if you're getting anything with a free on it that says you're being sold by a corporation, which is, I'm gonna say, crap.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call bullshit on all of it. On all of it. You forget that sugar free, because there was that whole craze where sugar free. Yeah, they switched to aspartame and they switched to all these other chemicals, which are way worse.
Right.
Way worse.
What was the one that was causing the significant diarrhea? Was on the Lestra?
Yeah,
Is that what it was?
Yeah, people were
Yeah.
busting out of their
Chemical.
seats.
But see,
Yeah.
but everybody's looking
Man.
for that quick fix. They don't want to psychologically take control of what they put in their face.
How come
Right.
vegetables don't say sugar free
Well, the
and
truth
fat
is,
free?
and here's the thing: you can train your brain to like vegetables. You can train if you consciously take your mind and say, "I'm going to learn to like this broccoli. I'm going to learn to like this broccoli," and you can learn. You can train your brain. You can.
I'm sorry. I never gagged off of broccoli or
My kid has.
cauliflower.
Yeah.
But
I've seen it, man.
Yeah.
As long
Seen
as
it.
you look at this as a source of fuel to be able to bring
Yeah.
substance for yourself,
Yeah.
you're not necessarily looking for that quick fix. I can appreciate the old, back in the day when I was eating the chocolate cake or having a bowl of ice cream. I don't see that as fuel. I don't see that as a positive for myself.
Do you want it?
No, not at all.
Do you like it if you eat it?
There's nothing inside my cupboard right now that is.
But do you want
Well, a
it?
strange thing happens, man. When you start eating clean, and guys who eat clean know this. If you eat clean and then you just eat a little bit off, just a little off, your body freaks out, man.
but
Your
when you
body's like,
see it, do you want it?
whoa.
So, I mean, I think the last time that I ended up taking a cheat was actually we ended up going out to Vegas. I think New Year's.
Oh, you and I?
Yeah, we ended up going out.
There was
to,
girls with us. There was girls with us.
Patty. Yeah, that one.
I was just trying to say that we're not gay, but okay.
Well, I don't think that worked. He's like,
there was another one.
Sapphire, Destiny, and
No, but we
Sapphire and Betty.
We ended up doing the what was that place that was on?
Oh, the best
show?
pizza on earth,
Oh, shoot.
Chicago style.
Yeah.
Di Gorgonio's. I don't know, but it's at the Bally's. So
Yeah.
go ahead and
No,
check that
it
out.
was-
Best Chicago pizza.
That was amazing stuff. But I mean, I wasn't afraid to go out there, take that cheat meal while I was in the middle of, of still continuing.
So here's the difference. Sometimes people are interested, and sometimes people are committed. So, are you interested in losing weight, or are you committed to losing weight?
100% committed.
If you're committed, it won't matter whether I help you or I don't help you. You're not gonna. No one's going to stop you when you're committed. if you're committed, people will not stop you. They just will not stop you.
Absolutely.
If you're interested, then any little bump in the road and you're off track. Any bump in the road and you're off track.
Right.
But if you're committed, you won't get off track. And that parlays over to business. That's the same thing. Are you interested in being successful, or are you committed to being successful? If you're committed, you get up and you do the things you have to do, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it.
Right.
Because you know who the hardest person you're going to have to overcome is?
Myself.
That's yourself on everything you do, because you are already a giant bundle of patterns and habits. And if those patterns and habits give you the life that you want, great, lean into them, keep them strong. But if you're not where you want to be, you got to switch those patterns and habits.
And it happened. That happened.
And that's in business too. I mean, do I call you out on your bullshit for your work? Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, or like hardcore.
How many real listings do you have? Yeah, no.
Real
I have a lot of them.
Real listings. Well, that's because I've been working with Martin for a while, and he gets land listings and he gets real estate listings.
He gets business listings too.
Yeah, he gets business listings, and I know the percentage of land listings to sell, the percentage of business listings, and the percentage of home listings. So when Martin will say, "Hey, I have 10," and I say, "Okay, now how many real listings do you have?" And he'll go 4. And got it, because I don't buy the bullshit. I want real. Because you can lie to people. Why would you want to lie? Who cares? I don't care.
It's not a lie. I do have these.
You have 10, yeah. But you're placating yourself at that point. Yeah, they're real listings, and I hope you sell them. I really do. But I know the odds on you selling are very low, very low.
So can you name 3 things that are changed in your life since the weight loss? Can you name 3 things that have drastically changed with your health, whatever it may be? Can you name them?
I'd have to go with the commitments.
What's that mean?
Just the commitment to myself, the commitment to the...
Yeah, but how did it change your life? How is your life different? I'll give you an example. I hear that overweight people have erectile dysfunction. I'm not saying to put that out there.
Oh, God.
If you don't want to.
Chris, you're looking a little heavy right now, and I think you're...
You checking me out, bro? Again? I'm going to go sit over there.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it'd probably be a good idea.
Showtech guy
So
just
has
chimed
anything
in.
changed? Is there anything that's better or worse since the weight loss?
I can't really identify one thing after another.
So why do it?
I'm still in the middle of it. I'm still focused on... I don't see myself in the mirror as the fat guy or the skinny guy. I see myself as just Martin. I don't see the
now
difference.
or then?
Either way.
What do you mean either way? You said you wanted to lose weight because you wanted to feel like a normal human being and shop in a regular store.
And
now you're saying that doesn't even exist.
Well, having that mental change, I still see myself as the fat kid.
Oh, it's inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So has anything changed? Did you sleep better? Do you...
Well,
Do you get more dates?
I do.
A lot more dates?
A lot more dates.
So you're 350 pounds. You're not getting a lot of dates. I don't know, because I haven't been 350. Maybe those
So
guys
is that
just
the only
have
motivating factor to lose weight is get a date?
No, even before. So the 350 before the gastric bypass, I had the sleep apnea machine that was on, and now I've not even now. Several years prior, I haven't had.
There it is. That's
Yeah.
what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So people with sleep apnea could potentially not use those machines anymore if they lose weight.
Correct.
That's a big life changer.
Yeah.
Huge life changer.
Yeah.
You're actually going to live longer.
I believe 70 to 80% of the illnesses are caused by our diet.
Name them.
I think
We could start with cancer. And
Diabetes.
cancer.
Name another one.
Well, I'm not a doctor. You got to put that out there.
Are you sure?
Diabetes? Yeah, are you sure I'm not a doctor? Let me double check. Hold on. Yep, I'm not a doctor. Double check. Hey, no. Because when you eat stuff that your body can't break down, when you get to it, you're a living organism. Your body is live cells. And in order to build itself, you need to bring in live cells, but there's no profit in bringing in broccoli. There's no profit in that. So what they do is they create all these chemicals, and your body has a complex problem breaking down the complexity of the chemicals in your stomach, and therefore it takes longer to get through your system. And because it gets longer through your system, it causes the carcinogens and stuff like that. That's a lot of research. I'm not a doctor, but I do watch this stuff. Diabetes is the same type of stuff. You've overloaded the pancreas because you've got too much sugar coming in. You don't know what to do, so it freaks out, and your insulin goes way out of whack.
See, but also with the insulin spikes as well too is also with your weight gain as well.
Oh yeah.
And
So
that
it
gets
sends your
triggered
it sends
by
everything.
like artificial sweeteners.
So that's why I say 70 to 80%, no, 70% or more of our illnesses are created by The food we
Nutrition?
take in. Yeah,
Well,
the
that's-
truth is, if you get the common cold, if you get the flu and your body's in good shape, you'll beat it fast. Your body is well equipped to beat most things.
Right.
Most things. It can't beat. There's some things it can't beat. We need Western medicine for that.
Right.
It's important. But if you really give your body the power and not feed it all the crap, all the chemicals, all these additives, all these preservatives, stop buying into the fat-free, sugar-free, stop buying into all that crap,
Yeah.
that gives you the power to have your body now can beat the things, and that doesn't say you'll never get sick. You're going to get sick.
I'm hungry.
part of
Got a
life.
cucumber I can gnaw on?
Got a pizza in the car for you.
No, I want a cucumber.
Well, it's funny because my breakfast literally is I come into work every day and it's a bunch of broccoli, a bunch of cucumbers, and he's laughing at me, and people
don't
are like,
laugh at
"Oh,
him."
all right." Well, he wants his he wants like, "Hey, you gonna share some of that broccoli? Can you kick?"
I got my own broccoli, bro.
All right.
I make bank. I make bank. I could buy my own asparagus.
You make bank.
There,
He's like,
there-
"Yeah."
there was the other thing that you mentioned as well too about the body breaking down dead cells.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
and how that ends up occurring as well. And I don't know if you want to elaborate with that.
Whoa.
I know it was a deeper conversation that you and I were talking about.
Right.
Where breaking down meat is more cumbersome on the body.
Oh
than-
yeah. If you dig into it and you study it, your body has to break down things. Okay, so like broccoli, it's alive. If you get it and it's alive, your body can break that down in hours.
Yeah.
Maybe even less than an hour. You get something that's a little more complex, like fish. That's going to take an hour to 2, maybe 3 hours, maybe up to 4 hours. You get something more complex, and I'm talking from an atomic structure, like chicken. Chicken takes longer than fish, than broccoli. So chicken, 6 hours, 8 hours. You start getting into red meats. This is why some people say, I don't eat red meat. Well, red meat is very complex,
Yeah.
and it depends on the type of red meat. If you get to really complex red meat, like I don't eat it, but monkey meat is really complex. It's really complex. Your body can take 3 days, 4 days to break that down. Beef, steaks, it'll take you 48 hours, 24, 48, sometimes 72 hours to break that down. And it's breaking down partially through your salivary glands, partially through your stomach, mostly through your intestines. And it's breaking down as it's working its way through. And it takes that long. So your body, the reason you get heavy after you eat the crap is your body's going to work and saying, I got to break this down. It takes the energy from anything else you would normally be doing, and it uses it towards this. If you want to not get tired, eat a vegetarian lunch.
Yeah.
Eat a vegetarian lunch and watch how I don't know why, but I'm not tired. Hey, there's a 1-for-1 relationship here.
Right.
And that's the complexity of it. And that's when you get really deep into the diet stuff. But if you start throwing chemicals in there, your body has to figure out the chemicals. It takes a long time to figure out the complexity of the chemicals.
Right.
And it has to decide whether I want to use this or not. And inside of that, there's stuff that your body should never have in it. It should not have this stuff in it.
Right.
It's pretty simple. I used to follow this guy. His name is Jack LaLanne. He's passed since then, but he was a really big fitness guru.
Yeah, the juicer guy, right?
Yeah, he's a juicer guy. He used to pull boats. So he was really in shape, and he's real simple. He said, if God didn't make it, don't eat it. It's real simple.
Right.
And that's the simplest way to say it. Hey, you know what? Yeah, he didn't make Cocoa Puffs. Guess what? Don't eat it. He didn't make McDonald's. Guess what? Don't eat it. You can get into, well, the animal, how much of that is real beef? It's not real beef. Even if you're eating real beef, and even if it's complex to break down, at least it's real beef. How much of those fast food burgers are real beef?
Not much.
10%?
Even at the market as well too. How they raise the beef as well.
Correct.
Too.
Correct. And you can get into the complexity of all of it, but
Yeah.
to make it simple, it's real simple. Dial it all the way up to vegetarian with no sugar and no white flour, and then bring it back just a little bit. Never put the white sugar and flour back in there. That's it. It's
Right.
really, you can put in chicken, you can put in fish, you can put in beef. Dial it back to where your lifestyle is good, and that's the simplest plan in the world. You don't have to go to you can go to dietitian, but it's really that simple.
It helps to be able to work. I did it all myself, but it helps to work with somebody else. So a loved one, somebody else that's going to be able to do this
see you
along
do
with
that.
you and keep you accountable.
So, okay, so a person that's overweight right now, what's a tip you can give them? We have the diet, eat right, exercise, got that. Everyone knows that. Everyone's heard that their whole life. What valuable tip can you give someone right now that will help them change their life?
You need to determine that today's the day and make the commitment to yourself to be able to.
So what can they do? Give me something to do.
It's not the do. It's the commitment. It's I'm going to do this. What you do, go get active. Eat healthy. Put the shit in your mouth that is actually going to process through and not cause your body to go through a fucking whirlwind.
Okay, so
And go push heavy shit and go run and go get sweaty, and that's the plan. It's not a what should you do. The should you do is to commit to yourself that I'm changing right now.
for what?
For what?
Yeah. Why?
For health. For health.
What does that mean? You can live longer?
No,
What does that mean?
No, that today's going to be your day.
What's the benefit?
Well, here, give you mine. I'll give you mine.
Okay, go.
Just
Okay, what's the benefit?
For me,
well,
it's-
that's not fair because you've never lost 150
you're right. I
pounds.
didn't lose 100 pounds.
I'm
But
trying to
what's
go
my
from the-
motivating factor
trying
for
to go
doing it?
I'm trying to find out for the person who's
fair
150
enough.
pounds overweight, what's their benefit to get started?
Feeling better, enjoying your skin once again, enjoying.
What if you've always been fat or overweight?
Well,
Whatever
you're
you
still the
want to call it.
fat kid inside, and
I
that's a
don't-
psychological thing.
Yes.
Right.
And that might be your push all the way through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
still-
not
yeah,
a bad
yeah.
thing. I've known a lot of people who
Yeah.
were fat their whole life or overweight, whatever you
By
want
the
to
way,
call it.
this is the same thing for success. I see people and I'm like, everybody I sit with says, you don't understand. I'm going to be the success. I'm going to be the one that makes it. And I'm like, yeah, I hope you are. I really do. I hope you are. I swear I do. But I cannot argue the statistics. And I've been doing this for 35 years.
Prove
and
it.
Yeah, prove it. I said, you know what? Here's the good news. Doesn't matter what I say. If you're the one who's really going to make it, it won't matter because I can't stop you. And the best I can do is help you a little bit.
Yeah.
If I'm lucky, I can help you a little bit, and I may be able to enjoy the ride with you a little bit because I get to be your friend or your a confidant or coach or whatever, or even investor, and I get to watch you be a success. But so many people sit there and say, you know what, I'm going to do it, and I see the same thing with weight loss. I just got to lose 20 pounds, I got to lose 40 pounds, I can lose 100 pounds, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Well, it's real simple. If you once you get to committed. Then nothing can stop you. Nothing.
Agreed.
Nothing. Could I stop you from going to the gym anymore?
No.
No. You can't, right?
I could.
No.
I can stop you. I know what to
yeah.
do.
Let's go grab a drink.
I know what to
Let's
do.
go
You
grab
know-
pizza.
You know, I mean, honestly, even going out and drinking with friends, I can't remember the last time I touched a beer. And beer.
Yeah, I can't remember last time we had a drink together.
Well, it's probably a good thing.
Yeah, it's not
You
bad.
guys just outed Vegas. Duh.
That was a year
It's like
ago or
everybody
more.
is listening is going,
What was
Vegas?
that? What was that, New Year's?
Yeah.
Is that it wasn't even this last New Year's. It was the New Year's before, wasn't it?
Whatever.
They all get jumbled.
Whatever. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
They're all.
But it's commitment, and that is the same thing with your business. I mean, you're a realtor. I know the formula to get you success. I know it. It's not even me. I can sit with coaches that I'm really good friends with, successful coaches that make people very successful, and we all know it's the same thing. It is committed.
Yeah.
Everybody sits at that one meeting and says, yes, I'm going to be committed. The question is, when everybody stopped cheering for you and the only one left is you in that mirror, do you still actually do it? Or do you have an excuse? And that's the same thing with weight loss and success.
Yeah.
Same thing. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap up here. Anything else to say? Anything to inspire people, Martin?
Just I can't stress it enough. Just go out there, tell yourself today's the day, and go do this shit.
If someone needs help, can they reach out to you?
Absolutely. You want
How do
my
they get a
number?
hold of you?
Give me a call, 760-646-0233. Call, text, email, smoke screen, however.
there a
you-
website?
Smoke
Is there a
screen?
website or
Come on,
something?
if you're going to
Signal.
say that, you
Signal.
have to get it right, man.
Is there a
Yeah.
website?
Smoke
Is there a
screen?
website or something they can go to?
Facebook or www.soldInCalifornia.com.
And that's Martin Goldsmith.
That
Martin
is.
Goldsmith. Hey, cool. Chris, any parting words of wisdom? Any parting words?
Absolutely. If you guys want to hear the full, some people are hearing this on Facebook, YouTube, whatever, but you can get the full podcast on chrisandlee.com.
And we have we're on iTunes. I'm pretty excited about that. We're
Yeah,
on
there
iTunes.
you go.
We're on Spotify.
Damn.
We're on Tuner. We're on a whole bunch of stuff.
You guys, this is the real deal.
Real
Holy
deal, man.
shit,
We're real.
really.
We're grown up. We're
grown-ups.
big boys. We're big boys now. And we are out, guys. See you
Bye,
later.
everybody.